Hey, what's up guys, this is Sky5 here with the unboxing and review of Tenergy's Bluetooth Beanie. So I received this from them for me to test it out, and I found it really interesting because not only is it meant to keep your head warm, but it's also able to put music to your ears, as you can see right here. And the controls will be in this little leather panel right here. So just to give you guys a quick tour around this thing first, here's a look at the side and the back. Okay, so that's pretty much it. The one I have here is this kind of teal color, and this particular woven design, they have several different other options, color options and style options, but this is the one I chose to get. Okay, so let me just go ahead and crack this thing open. Okay, here's the beanie. See anything else in here? Nope. It feels really soft. It's really nice. Oh, there's stuff in here. Here we go. A micro USB cable. Good. It's micro USB. And then a quick start guide. So pairing, how to wash it. Yeah, this is the charging port right here. And then see the washing instructions. See anything else? Feel free to pause it as usual if you're one of those people who like to read every bit of text possible in these pamphlets stuff. So that's pretty much it. So that's the unboxing. Now I'm going to go ahead and test it out and give you guys my thoughts. So I actually got this beanie over a year ago. I was able to take it with me on my San Francisco trip last winter, and the people who I showed it to were very interested in it. They're like, wow, it's actually a beanie with a built-in headphone basically. And I was like, yep, that's what this thing is. And so actually the person I was sitting next to on the airplane was like, what's this thing called? Like, I want to get this for my nephew for Christmas or whatever. So this actually is a pretty nice holiday gift, and it's not too expensive. It's about $25, and I think most beanies, at least at this quality, is probably around $10-15. So you're basically paying for a beanie plus $10-15 of electronics to make it into a Bluetooth beanie. So I think it's a great value, but let me just go ahead and run down more of the features. So first, the actual beanie itself, it definitely does the job well. It keeps your head warm. It's the typical styling, I think, of most woven beanies. They definitely have other styles. You can check out the link in the description for the various styles and colors. But also on the inside, it is lined with fleece, so it's able to trap in your body heat very well. So I had no problems holding out against winter weather, both on the East Coast and the West Coast. And stitched in on either side of the beanie would be the headphone speakers. So at first I thought this might be a little bit uncomfortable. It's basically like on-ear headphones though. It doesn't have so much tension that I feel like it's pressing up against my ears, so it's actually not that bad. And then over the right earpiece are the controls. So you have pause, playback, pickup calls for the center button, and then flanked on either side are the volume controls and skipping tracks. Unfortunately, you cannot summon your phone's assistant, so no Siri or Google Assistant. Long pressing the center button will only turn on or off the beanie. So I kind of have mixed feelings about the controls. They're generally able to be feelable, so I'm able to recognize which button they are because of the button placements, and after a while you kind of build up muscle memory, so that's not too big of a deal. The pause play button works decently well, and the buttons are pretty clicky, but what I had kind of problem with are the volume buttons. They're a little bit finicky, so to actually raise and lower the volume you have to hold down those buttons, and doing so it also sometimes skips to the next track. You actually only need to press the button once to skip it, but I found that after I changed the volume sometimes it would skip it or reverse the track or something like that. So not great, but it is manageable. And also something to note is that when you change the volume on the Bluetooth beanie, it shows up on your phone, which is actually pretty nice. Not all Bluetooth headsets actually do that. And of course, since this is Bluetooth, you also have to plug in to charge it every now and then. But I did find that the battery lasts a significantly long time, especially for standby time. I'm actually pretty impressed with the battery life actually on this thing. At moderate volumes, I was able to get around the advertised 6 hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours if I'm playing at higher volumes. And setting the Bluetooth connection up is pretty simple too. You just press and hold down the center button and you can see the indicator flash red and blue, and it will show up on your phone labeled as it should be Tenergy Beanie. The Bluetooth connection quality and the range is pretty typical for Bluetooth 4.0, so nothing wrong with that. Then talking about the sound quality and also the microphone call quality, because you can pick up phone calls with this thing, I think the microphone quality is pretty average for this price range, so it's nothing to write home about. But I was actually pleasantly surprised with the sound quality of the actual headset. You're not going to find a ton of bass, of course, at this price range, but at this price range I found a decent amount of clarity, and I think it plays all genres decently well. And there's very little distortion, which is really nice. And because it's a Beanie, I think inherently in the design there's a little bit of more sound isolation, which really also helps you hear your music without having to play it at higher volumes. And now to address the elephant in the room, and that is how easy is it to keep this thing clean. So obviously you don't want to wash it with the electronics inside, and it is hand wash only, but as you saw in the unboxing part of the video, there are some pretty clear instructions on how to remove the electronics before washing. So there's an opening here in the Beanie where you can pull out the actual electronics, obviously not by the wire. I think this might be a little bit more difficult for people with larger fingers, but for me it was actually pretty simple. You just had to touch the plastic speaker portions and then pull it out through the holes. And putting it back is also pretty simple. You just need to put it back so that the buttons are facing outwards and then align the charging ports with the hole in the Beanie. So my final thoughts on this product is that I think it's really unique and it's both functional in two different ways, and I really like to see it when companies decide to innovate and combine two things that actually go really well together. In this case, a built-in headphone for your Beanie. Why not? And it works pretty well. The only thing I have issues with, of course, is the controls, but even then it's not a deal breaker by any means. So I think whoever you decide to give this to, or if you were to buy this for yourself, you'll really enjoy it. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a like. It'd be greatly appreciated. And make sure to subscribe to my channel, Skyforce95, if you haven't already, to get more content like this. Or if you're watching this on Amazon, head over to my channel URL right here, or just search it up on YouTube, Skyforce95. There you'll see a bunch of my product reviews and unboxings. Feel free to browse, or if you want to search for something specific, just hit that search field. That'll do it for this video. This is Skyforce95. Thanks for watching.